Where I am now, better than before. Through those open doors, where I am now. Where I am now, I'm in a special place. Until you walk embrace. Where I am now. It's now time for the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. The music that you hear in the background is none other than Miss Yolanda, Lady Hinton, Where I Am Now. And if you like Sears Live in WGPL 1350 studio, all you have to do is go to Edward Everett's Facebook page, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton's Facebook page, and guess what? You can see us live right here in the studio. And if you want to hear us all over the world, all you have to do is go to 1400 AM, 1350am.com. Click and listen live. Don't forget you got to look for church webcast. And once you see the church webcast, hey, you're there. And now I want to introduce to some and present to others the host of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, and a pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. E. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Would you, could you, will you be my neighbor?
Let's welcome our neighbors. Let's welcome WGPL 1350 AM listeners.
Peace, 95.3 WPCE 1400 AM, WMBA 88.9 FM. Good morning.
Facebook Live is on and popping. Let's also welcome Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. And we promise we'll shout you out.
Like, share, comment, and subscribe.
Like, share, comment, subscribe. There are 2 channels over there on YouTube at FYI Radio Show. Host Yolanda Hinton. And then you have Crystal Records 1, CRISTO Records 1. Make sure you like, make sure you share, comment, and subscribe. And we promise we'll acknowledge you and shout you out.
Shout out.
I tell you what, it's fun for a Friday. It's the weekend. I hope you all are ready. It is going to be absolutely beautiful in the Hampton Roads area.
That's right. It's going to be a beautiful weekend. Right now, the temperature on the outside, it's about 69 degrees on the outside. The high is supposed to get today somewhere in the 80s on today. And don't forget that this is the last week for summer.
I tell you what, I'm going to the beach before it all ends this weekend and going to have a good time. You all better get some of that sunshine in. And I tell you what, just do something fun. This is the weekend. Put the work down if you can and go out and enjoy yourself. Mr. E, early voting in Virginia starts today.
That's right. Early voting starts today. And some people are getting those absentee voters in the mail also.
Yes.
But early voting begins today at the Virginia High Stake General Elections, open in 6 weeks windows for voters to cast their ballots in the race for the governor, lieutenant governor, attorney general, and 100 seats in the House of Delegates and some local offices.
That's right. This year's early voting period arrives with several notable changes to state election law, including a shorter registration deadline and new reporting requirements for provisional ballots. According to the Virginia Department of Elections, in-person early voting runs from Friday, September 19th, through Saturday, November the 1st. The agency reminds Virginians that every county and city must offer early voting, but that voters are allowed only to vote early in the jurisdiction in which they are registered.
Here's some of the names of the tickets that's running for Democrat. That's Democrat Spanberger, faces Lieutenant Governor Winston Earl Sears, the GOP nominee. The Lieutenant Governor states is Senator Hashma and in Richmond opposed by, so he ain't got no competition, opposed by the conversational radio show host John Reed. In the Attorney General contest, incumbent Republican Jason Maria is beginning to being challenged by Delegate Jay Jones.
Absolutely. This fall marks the first general election under a revised registration schedule. The deadline to register is now 11 days before the election, through October 24th this year, instead of the 22nd day cutoff that applied in previous years. So, look, you all go ahead. I hope you're registered. You can get out there on today and cast your vote.
That's right. Get out there and vote. You got 100 seats that are open for the local offices in the House of Delegates. So get out there and vote, vote, vote. One of the hardest things that you got to remember is that when you're voting, you got to know who you're voting for. Don't just go on somebody's skin color or somebody say do this, but know what they stand for.
Or some of these bad ads. Some of these ads you politicians need to stop, really. Really. Some of them are too shady and too obviously, out there. You kind of need to push some of those ads aside and kind of find out, investigate, or do your research on who these candidates are, their record, what they've been doing in the community, and what you feel about, some of the things they're saying.
Well, curbside voting also remains available for Virginians over 65 or those who with disability and voters with vision or impaired can mark absentee ballots using the electronic tool. That means that those who are 65, you can still pull up to the city office,
Yes.
downtown Norfolk, downtown Virginia Beach, pull up to the city office and curbside voting. You can pull up to the curb. They'll come out there and get all your information, and you can vote from your automobile if you're 65 and older. I
Absolutely.
used to think that when they do that, somehow or another they can throw your votes away. But hey, but they're honest folks. But hey, don't
Absolutely.
forget to start your voting because absentee voting ballots are already sent in the mail to your house, and you can
Yeah.
do that absentee voting also.
Yes, it begins Friday with ballots mailed to military and overseas voters, as well as those who have already requested them. Any registered voter can apply for an absentee ballot online, by mail, or in person without giving a reason. The deadline to request a mail absentee ballot is October the 24th. Completed ballots may be returned by mail, delivered to a registrar's office, or placed in a designated drop box during the early voting period or on election day to be counted. Mail ballots must be postmarked by November the 4th and received by noon on November
And
the 7th.
and don't forget that the Department of Election is directing voters to its web to check is directing voters to its website to check the registration status, local early voting sites, and find acceptable forms of identification. Those with questions can also call the department at 1-800-552-9745. That's 1-800-552-9745, or the nonpartisan voting assistance hotline is 844-482-8683.
Absolutely. Get out there and vote. They're making it very convenient now for everybody. No excuse. Get out there, lift your voice, cast your vote, and let us know, hey, how do we want to see our leaders? How do we want to see leadership? How do we want to see our cities and our counties and our communities? We definitely need a change. We need really for folk to feel a sense of security, because some people are not feeling as good as they could with certain leaders. And so, hey, this is your opportunity to change that if you want to. Some
That's
of you
right.
may be happy.
That's right. That's what voting is all about. You making the changes, you dialoguing with your friends and letting them know that I'm not going to go for this. I want to change this, and pick the right candidate. Pick who you want to that's going to represent you and to change things for you. So when you get ready to go down to the polls, look at them. Is Jay Jones the right person to do, or is Winston Seals the right person to take over the place of the governor? Is she the right person for it? What does she stand for? Do your homework. Do your homework now, and make sure that you pick the right person.
Absolutely. So, look, this is our Friday, our Fun Friday segment. What's in your closet? Women's issues. And look, the topic goes on. What is what's in your closet, ladies? Ladies, this is the topic. Are you a shopaholic? Miss D, what is a shopaholic?
Well, a shopaholic, there's 6 signs of a shopaholic and the steps to take
What is
when it comes to a shopaholic.
so? What is it?
A shopaholic
Is
is someone who is, yeah, I got it. I
great?
got it.
Get it.
It's someone with a compulsive buying disorder
Yes.
and an addiction to shopping that can lead to negative personal and financial consequences. They often shop to cope with emotions, feelings, or temporary high doing purchase expensive guilt afterwards.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they experience guilt afterwards. There's
yeah.
someone that is
That's
compulsive. This is amazing because some people fall into this thing.
some people.
Do you think a person or women, we talk about women today,
That's
y'all,
right.
women that, I know you say this a lot, that go and hide things in the closet. Is that a sign of shopaholism?
Well, there's signs of shopaholic. 6 signs, several signs that you have to deal with when it comes to a shopaholic. And here's just to name a few that I saw up there that would help you women to determine whether or not that you are a shopaholic. 6 signs may be a shopaholic and steps to take to curb that behavior. In
Yes.
today's increasingly digital world, shopping is an activity that's some acceptable because it can be done anytime and from anywhere. Unfortunately, those through this can make shopping addictions more widespread. But how can you tell if you have a real addiction or just a recreational shopper?
I tell you what, I mean, hey, does it matter? Or, having, it says having the exposure to the digital world seem like it would make it fun. But what makes a person a shopaholic?
Well, when you are a shopaholic, when women are a shopaholic, 6 signs may be a shopaholic, a compulsive spender. That's one thing. They love to shop. And then since it's a digital world, they're sitting on the computer all day long, and they're finding gadgets and things that they want to have.
I
You
know
know,
I had a friend who, when QVC came out, just a lover of QVC, would sit there and buy everything in the whole wide world. Just went into a whole lot of credit card debt sitting there. This is before of what we have now in the digital world. But I tell you what, she had a ball just sitting there and just consuming everything that she could consume, buy everything she could buy. But like you said, and a compulsive spender,
that's
somebody
right.
that is not taking any thought in, what they're doing. Every day act turns compulsive when it's down for no apparent reason. You just shopping just to be shopping.
Just to shop, and then they turn around and they forget. They forgotten to order something when it arrived. They forgot they purchased it. Just ordered two and three of them of the same thing. Bought something with money you don't have. That's a compulsive shop. That's a shopaholic where they bought something with money you don't have. All you want to know how to do is spend, spend, and spend.
Yes, shopping for emotional relief. Oh, it does feel good to shop. I can't lie. The brain releases dopamine with each new purchase. While this is normal, being addicted to that high can be destructive. You know, I love shopping. I shop online. I go out and I shop. When the season changes, I go and I buy what I need. But the key is you've got to have the money to do it, and you've got to know how to save money. You can spend money, and then you can buy some of your wants, but make sure you have your needs in that
Well,
package.
you said something that was good. You buy what you need, but some folks don't buy what they need. They just lose control. The next thing you find here after shopping for emotional relief, that they loss of control. They don't
Yeah.
know how to control their spending. If you know you're buying stuff you don't need and or can afford, but you just got to make those purchases. You may have a shopping addiction. That's
Oh,
what happened to a
yes.
lot of people. They just buy, buy, buy. They get up in the morning, they buy. They go to bed at night. Women just shop, shop, shop. They
Yes.
got to go down to the store. They got to go down to the market. They got to go and buy this gadget, buy that. I don't know if it's buying it for personal gain. It's just a habit that they have, and they
Hmm.
done lost control of it, and they got to sneak stuff in the house.
Well, I don't know why they have to sneak. If they I think if they sneak, they must know that there's a problem.
Well, the question is, are you a shopaholic? Do you buy stuff? And one of the things says here, you loss of control because you're spending money you don't have.
And what if you have it?
That's well, you still done lost control because every day, any day, out of the day, 24 hours of the day, the digital is right there, the website is right there, and every time you turn around, you just got to sit at the computer day in and day out. When everybody else is around the house sleep, you up at the computer purchasing
The
stuff.
midnight.
You done lost control.
Under lamplight, I'm telling you, look, I met a lady and she had so many things. It was actually on the borderline of what do you call hoarding. So many things, so many boxes of this, that, and the other. Too many clothes had gotten to the point where they finally asked the question, why? I mean, this lady actually asked, why did she do so much shopping? She couldn't figure it out. A businesswoman, but she felt like when she retired, she had overdid it. She had too much stuff and she had to begin to give it away. I want to go back up to the feeling of the emotional relief or the feeling of shopping. It is a feel good thing. I think for me, for different reasons, I like putting things together. I like the fact that you can go in stores and begin to mix and match or find bargains and stuff. And I think that is one of the things that get people when you find that safe place, that wonderful place where you can just sit back and buy. I was on the computer yesterday, and this is why I wanted to do this. Is I went on. I said I'm gonna do some shopping, and I like to do shopping, especially for clothes seasonal. If the season comes, buy things for the season. Stop because that's enough. But when the season change, you want to just supplement your wardrobe and things like that. But I did shop, and then I shopped again. I felt real. It was a good feeling because I like that time of the year. I like shopping, but I love the convenience of being able to click, 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 and that's it. They come to the door. and they give you what you shop for. You don't have to go out and just go to mall, the store. It is so convenient. I think that is where people really get snagged.
That's where they get that addiction is. It's right there at your
Yes.
fingertips. All you got to do is continue to keep your internet on and your money in your account, and then just do what you do. Here's another thing that they looked at. They're hiding and lying
Mm,
about purchase.
yes.
Folk go on that. You got some more package again today? Oh, you got some more package. That's all you see. The UPS man, Prime truck coming at your door every day. They got tons and tons of packages. That's how you know you're a shopaholic. When you're buying stuff you don't need, when you're just buying just to be buying, it becomes an addiction. Signs of a true shopping addiction, including lying about purchases and hiding them from your family and friends.
Well, the thing about it is, your family is gonna know that you got too much stuff. You're gonna start putting boxes everywhere. You got to put that stuff somewhere. Hiding it is not gonna be something that you're gonna be able to do easily,
Well,
because you're going to be found out one way. They're gonna see you. Well, you got something new. There's something. But when you get that, how did you get that? Why did you bought those that new computer? Well, we just bought a computer. Why do you?
that's
And
right.
family, they're gonna check you. But that's when your secrecy and like, well, somebody gave me the, or I somebody bought this to work, and they told. There you are. You're
Lies.
lying now. You're covering up. You got a problem.
That's right. That's like being a junkie, being on drugs. Instead of on drugs, you're in that computer shopping. Your drugs is shopping. That's all you want to do is spend money. They have what they call financial issues caused by
Oh my God,
shopping.
that's when
You
you really
can't pay
know.
your light bill. You can't pay your water bill. You're spending everything. And then when it's time for you to pay your personal bill to keep the roof over your head, you got to go beg Peter to pay Paul. And then you have some issues. If you have a shopping addiction, you may be deeply in debt
Oh
or
no.
even dangerous of losing your home or your cars because of your shopping.
Yes, that's the thing. Financially, you are messing yourself up. You're not stewarding well. You don't need certain things and you don't know it. You think you need everything. Oh, I need that. I need that little trinket. I know. No, you don't, especially when you're in debt. You're going to have to learn how to steward well and make better choices, or else you're going to be in, some people are in a world of financial trouble, Miss D, as a result of not stewarding and this addiction.
Well, let's look at how we can remedy it in treating this thing called this compulsive shopping, this
Hmm.
addiction. If you are shopping compulsion, is interfering with your day-to-day function, it is a good idea for you to talk with a mental health professional.
Hmm.
You got issues. When we look at mental health, and when you look at what folks are looking at as
Hmm.
far as an addiction, you looking at why should I have to go and talk to a mental health specialist about me just going to the store and purchase it because you overboarded. You can't
Hmm.
get off the computer. So you need to see a mental health professional. But
Absolutely.
catching it early may allow you to reverse the behaviors on your own. And here's how.
Well, here's a few things you can do. You can set a budget. You can create a realistic budget that includes essential expenses and limit discretionary spending. Stick to this budget and track your expenses. Avoid triggers. Identify situations or emotions that trigger your shopping urges and find alternate ways to cope. Just like seeing all those sales. At a certain time, the stores, they know what to do. They know how to trigger you. They put the best thing. That's just like food. They know when to bring these great little nice things to you looking real good and tasty. They know what to do. They know the triggers. They know how to pull you in. That 50% off, that's something that they have already hiked up 50%. They know how to do it. You got to avoid those triggers, those situations, and find an alternative way to cope.
And that was a key thing example that you gave, and some folks don't understand that when they having troubles in the house, when problems arrive in the house, they become compulsive eaters. Some people
Yeah.
become alcoholics. Some people become drug addicts. But here's one that folks don't understand how they got there as a shopaholic. Instead of them facing their fears and talking things over with their mate or their family members, what they do, they go to the store. They
Yes.
go to, I was going to say, they go to the bar. They go to the store and they just walk around the market all day long, grocery store, furniture store, clothing store, and just walk down. When you're a shopaholic because you walk down every aisle in the place. You walk down. You don't go there to get what you need. You go there looking to purchase something more than what you need, and somebody irritates you. Now you're just going out of board. So you got to seek support.
Yeah, but you
Talk to a
also got to
friend.
feel what that is that you're lacking. It's something that you're trying to feel. You're trying to feel something. Is it loneliness? Are you trying to feel, a bad day? Are you trying to feel you're trying to get high on something to make you feel, better? So, what are you feeling? What are you trying to do? What is it that's missing that you've got to go into debt and actually lose yourself with being a compulsive shopper? Like you said, seeking support, talking to friends and family about some of your shopping habits. If you know that there's a problem, you need to get help.
You need to delay the purchase. This
Yes.
can help reduce impulsive buying and give you time to reconsider whether you really need the items.
Mm.
Just if you're nervous, the nerve then got a hold of you. If family members talking bad about you, the doctor gave you a bad note, and if you can't stand the heat, get out the kitchen. Don't go and do something crazy. That a lot of folks can't stand the pressure of a loved one, from a loved one or family thing. They go to taking that bottle or they're taking drugs, and then some folks don't think that shopping is an addiction.
Right.
It become a holic. You become a shopaholic. There's people who eat a lot, but and
Yeah.
so when you do that, now you got to go and find you an AA, Alcohol Anonymous. No, but you got to find you a shopaholic relief. My name is
Absolutely.
John Doe, and I'm a shopaholic.
What about seasonal shopaholics? Christmas time is coming, and I mean, Black Friday is coming, and honey, some folk look take that one time to go overboard. They buying everything for their youngins, everything for the family. Next thing you know, they sitting up there crying because they what 3, 4, 5, 6,000 in a hole for what? I tell you what, there's plenty of help, Mr. E. There's plenty of help out there for folk who really needs help. You can get help for compulsive shopping. It's available through therapy, self-help groups like Debtors Anonymous and Spenders Anonymous,
That's
and
right.
financial counseling for cognitive. You get cognitive behavioral therapy. You can go ahead and Google and say, listen, I'm going overboard and I don't have it. I don't have the money and I'm just really going under. I need to stop. I don't have no more rooms in my closet. I got stuff under the bed. I'm hoarding. It's time for you to get some help.
Well, you're a shopaholic, and some people might say it's okay to be a shopaholic. At least I ain't on no drugs. But
Same thing. It's a drug.
you got to remember that you might not be on no drugs, but you're spending money that you don't have. You're putting
Absolutely.
yourself into a financial debt.
I tell you what, if you want to take a test, go online, go ahead and Google it. There are tests that tell you, look, I am or I'm not. I think it's the Getty. Let's see. You can go to BuzzFeed and you can check on some of these nice uh, uh, things that tell you, yeah, you are, you're not, and you can get some help if you feel like you're going overboard.
That's right. You got a shopaholic. You got a problem. You know if you're a shopaholic, if you're spending money you don't have.
Miss D, do you have some information on our upcoming NFL? I see some NFL schedule things. What's
Well,
going
if
on?
time permits, we got a game that was on last night.
Yes, who won?
Buffalo played against the Miami Dolphins. No,
Dolphins.
and the Buffalo Bills beat the Miami
Ooh,
Dolphins last night,
Miami.
and the score was tremendous. It was 31-21, and so you got some great games coming up on this
Yeah.
Sunday, and you don't want to miss it. Green Bay plays Cleveland, and Indianapolis Colts play Tennessee, and Cincinnati Bengals plays Minnesota, and the New York plays Tampa Bay. Vegas plays Washington and Atlanta. Well, I want to let you know also, you Commander fan out there, your boy is hurt and he's not
Lord.
starting the game. So that's another
Ooh.
knockdown for that one hit wonder.
Well, join us on Monday for Sports Talk. We're going to give you all the tea, tell you about the winners and the losers, who's hurt and whatever. But I tell you what, enjoy your weekend. We'll see you back here then.
For the past 30 minutes, you've been listening to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. And for more information, give us a call at 757-714-7861 or email us at fyradioshow@gmail.com. Don't forget the inbox is on Facebook, Edward Everett's Facebook page, Miss Yolanda Facebook page, our FYI Facebook page, and have a wonderful weekend. Bye now.
Woo, shopaholic, honey. I tell you what, I'm not a shopaholic, but I really like to shop. But you know what? Sometimes it gets old and stale. When I go out and I shop for the season, when it's time to stop, I know it because I get fed up. I don't want to see no more stores, no more clothes, no more nothing. It's time to put an end to it. Hey, but it ain't nothing wrong with it, especially when you got the means to do it. But don't forget to save some, get your needs met, and buy some of your wants. Have a balance. Don't overdo it.
That's right. That's right. Don't overdo it. Don't overdo it. Remember, that's an addiction. Shopping is an addiction. You're spending more money than you have.
Shopping can be an addiction.
You're spending more money than you don't have. You're putting yourself into financial debt, and you're cheating and lying to yourself.
Yeah,
and you
yes.
need to go and see some mental health.
All
Until
right.
Monday, yeah.
Absolutely. So look, upcoming shows, y'all. We got our girl getting ready to come into the house, Miss Charmaine Swimpson, Women in Business, Miss Charmaine Swimpson Broom on October the 3rd. I hear a lot of noise. I don't know what that is. Also, Yolanda Hinton Hot Topic with special guest Tamika Griffin, author Tamika Griffin. Also, Edward Everett around the town with community news and events, especially as we get closer to the election and stuff. We got to find out some of this political stuff that's going on right here in our own backyard. Also, Jason Baker will be here in October with cryptocurrency, money, and more. Of course, we got to look bullies. We got to talk about bullies because sometimes these bullies think they just going to bully, but we got to get rid of some of these bullies and how they bully and think they can isolate you and bully you and do a number on your youngins and all that kind of stuff. It's time to do some more things when it comes to bullying. We'll be addressing that. Also, follow us on social media. And you can be a special guest, intern, or sponsor. Look, I want to say thank you all for reaching out. There are quite a few people reaching out, want to be on FYI Radio Show. We're definitely going to get back with you, but thank you for reaching out. Ms. Lee's going to tell you how you can be that special guest, intern, or sponsor.
If you'd like to be a special guest, intern, or sponsor, all you do is give us a call at 757-714-7861, or you can email us at fyradioshow@gmail.com.
Thank you all on Instagram, vm.modaela. Join us. All those on Facebook. God bless you, Sheila Robbins, and all our friends. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. We'll be back here on Monday for Monday Sports Talk.
Bye now.